Hello everyone, welcome to the video lecture series on microprocessor and peripheral interface. In previous video lecture, we have seen the components required for the 8086 configuration. In this video lecture, we will cover the minimum mode configuration and maximum mode configuration of 8086 processor. So first, we will see minimum mode 8086 system. So in 8086 we know that there is one pin called as min max bar pin. So this min max bar pin is used for selection of 8086 in minimum mode or maximum mode configuration. Here this pin min max bar pin is connected to logic 1 if we have to use the processor in minimum mode. Okay, so min max bar, here bar is there, so that min max bar pin is connected to logic 1. So the control signals are given by the microprocessor chip itself. Single microprocessor with latches, trans receivers, clock generator, memory and IO devices. Latches are used to separate valid address from address or data signals controlled by ALE. Trans receivers are bidirectional buffers, also termed as data amplifiers, and these are controlled by DEN or data transmit / receive bar pins. In minimum mode of 8086, the required component are 8282 latch, 8286 trans receiver and 3:8 decoder. Here this 8284 external clock generator is also required for supply of clock signal. So this is our processor 8086. Here this is min max bar pin. This min max bar pin is connected to plus 5 volt. That means on this pin we are getting logic 1 signal. That means now our 8086 processor is working in minimum mode configuration. And we know that in 8086 our signals means AD0 to AD15 as well as A16 to A19 and bus high enable, these signals are multiplexed, and these signals are demultiplexed by using the external latches and the ALE signal. So for that purpose, here the latches are connected or latches are used in this minimum mode configuration. Here if the 16-bit address is used, then we require 2 latches, and if full address of 20-bit is used, then 3 latches are required. These latches provide increased output drive capacity. So here we can observe that 3 latches are represented, first, second and third, and to these latches the multiplexed address and data lines AD0 to AD15 are connected, and similarly A16 to A19 which are multiplexed with the status signals S3 to S6, these are connected, and at the same time bus high enable / S7, this signal is also connected to this latch, and we know that these latches are used to demultiplex the address signal from these multiplexed signals. So at the end we will get the 20-bit address lines A0 to A19 as well as bus high enable bar signal with the help of these latches, and to get the 20-bit address we require 3 latches. So the address which is available on these multiplexed address and data lines, this address is latched by these external latches, and for that the ALE signal is connected to strobe STB pin of this 8282 latch, and output enable bar signal of this latch is connected to the ground. Now if the microprocessor system has several devices, that are interfaced with it. Then to increase the current sourcing or syncing, it is essential to use drivers and transceivers for data bus, and that's why Intel 8286, this transceiver is used for this purpose, and this transceiver is controlled by two signals we can observe here, DEN bar and data transmit oblique receive bar. So these two signals of 8086, these are controlling this transceiver. Here to service 16 data lines we require total 2 transceivers. So this address lines AD0 to AD15 multiplexed address lines, these are also connected to this transceiver along with data transmit oblique receive bar pin and DEN bar pin. How these are working, that we have seen in our previous session. So for further details, or for details how the transceiver is working, for that you can refer the previous session of this lecture series. Now this transceiver, it will separate the data lines from the multiplexed address and data lines, and at the end will get total 16-bit data lines D0 to D15. Here DEN bar signal, this indicates that the valid data is available on the data bus, while this data transmit and receive bar, it is responsible for indicating the direction of data to or from the processor, means whether the data is from the processor or to the processor. This is indicated by this signal, the data transmit oblique receive bar. And at the time of data transfer, this OE bar pin, it should be active low. Here 8286 also uses the external clock generator 8284. So this 8284, it provides the clock pulses at constant frequency. Here you can observe the clock signal of this 8284 is connected with this clock, and along with that clock the reset and ready signals for 8086 are also generated by this 8284. So reset is connected with the reset of 8086 and ready is connected to the ready pin of 8086. Now the status on the lines memory oblique IO bar, this memory oblique IO bar, read bar, this read bar and write bar, this status on these lines will decide the type of operation. Type of operation means whether it is input output read or input output write, or it is memory read or it is memory write, and for that purpose here the decoder is used. The input provided to this decoder is the status, or we can say the signal from M IO bar, write bar and read bar. Here the hold and HLDA pins or signals are used to interface with other bus masters. The INTR as well as INTA bar signals are used to increase the interrupt handling capacity of 8086. The VCC pin of 8086 is connected to plus 5 volt and the two ground pins are connected to the ground. And with the help of this decoder and based on the status of these three signals, we'll get IO read, IO write, means input output read, input output write, memory read and memory write. So this is the configuration of 8086 for minimum mode. Now we'll see the next configuration, that is maximum mode configuration of 8086 system. So the mode is controlled by again the same pin, that is min max bar pin. So the maximum mode is obtained by connecting this pin to ground, and minimum mode is obtained by connecting this pin to +5 signal. So for maximum mode, this pin is connected to the ground. Here this is the block diagram of maximum mode system. Here this is also called as maximum mode minimum system. So here, along with latches and transceiver, the additional circuitry is required to translate the control signals, and the additional circuitry converts the status signals, this S0 bar, S1 bar and S2 bar, to input, output and memory transfer signals. The Intel 8288 bus controller is used for this purpose. Means this bus controller 8288 is the additional circuitry required in case of our maximum mode system. Now what is the function of this 8288? So this 8288, it generates the control signals which are required to direct the data flow and for controlling the latches 8282 and transceiver 8286. Here this 8288, this bus controller, it generates the signals like memory read command, that is MRDC bar, MWTC bar, AMWC bar, which is not represented here, but that signal we can observe in our previous session where we have studied the 8288. Then IO-RC bar, IO-WC bar. The MRDC bar and MWTC bar, these are the memory read and memory write command signals. So here RD indicates read and here WT indicates write, and C for command and this M for memory. So it is memory read command and memory write command signals. These signals instruct the memory to accept or send data on the data bus. Means based on either the memory is read or memory is written, based on that the data can be read from the memory or it is put on the data bus. Means here IO-RC bar and IO-WC bar, these are the signals related with the input output read and input output write commands. These signals instruct the input output device to read or write data to and from address port on the data bus. Means to write the data on the address port or to read the data from the address ports. Here these signals IO-RC bar and IO-WC bar are used, and along with this the more signals are AIO-WC bar, which is nothing but the advanced input output write command, and AMWTC bar, which is advanced memory write command signals are also generated. So here along with this 8288, here the transceivers and latches are also used. You can observe here the transceiver here is receiving the signal on this T and OE bar from this 8288. So in minimum mode, this T is received from the data transmit and receive pin of 8086, while this OE bar is received from the DEN pin of the 8086. But in maximum mode, what happens, this T and OE bar signals are generated by this 8288. So this DT oblique R bar pin of 8288, it is connected to T of transceiver, and DEN pin of 8288, it is connected with OE bar of transceiver. Similarly, the ALE of 8288, it is connected to the STB pin of the latches, and the functions of latches and transceivers are in similar way like our minimum mode configuration. Here you can observe that the latches for 20-bit address, the latches required are total 3 latches, and for 16-bit data signal we require the 2 latches. Here the signal connected to this latches are AD0 to AD15, A16 to A19 and BHE bar. So these signals are connected to the latches, and the address available on this multiplexed address and data lines is latched by this external latches, and these multiplexed address and data lines are demultiplexed and will get A0 to A19 address lines at the output of these latches along with this bus high enable pin. Now the transceivers are also receiving the signal on AD0 to AD15. So this multiplexed data and address line is demultiplexed into the means the data lines are separated from this multiplexed address and data lines and will get total 16-bit data lines at the output of this transceiver D0 to D15. These are the demultiplexed data lines. Now this is our 8284 external clock generator, which is required for generation of clock, reset and ready signals for this 8086. And this min max bar pin, as we know, for maximum mode it is connected to this ground. Again here we can observe that 8284 external clock signal is used for clock, reset and ready signals for this 8086. So this is the maximum mode configuration of 8086 processor. So here in this video lecture we have studied the minimum mode and maximum mode configurations of 8086 processor. Thank you for watching the video.